Welcome to the Metal Detecting Podcast, brought to you by XP Metal Detectors. We're digging the plugs and pinpointing the topics you want to hear. Now here's your hosts, Dave Kimball and Grant Hansen.
This show is brought to you by XP Metal Detectors. XP Metal Detectors is a high-end, innovative metal detector company with high-end metal detectors, coils, and pinpointers. For more information, go to xpmetaldetectors.com. For a dealer near you, try a Google search or go to xpteamusa.com. Hello and welcome to the Metal Detecting Podcast. I'm your host, Dave Kimball, coming to you from Central Oklahoma, and I'm joined today by my co-host, Grant Hansen, coming to you from New Jersey. How you doing, Grant?
I'm doing well. How about yourself?
I'm doing pretty good.
It's an exciting time of year, I think, for a lot of metal detectorists because, if you like to hunt farm fields, they're starting to get plowed and they're opening up, or if you do cellar holes, the vegetation's starting to die a little bit, so these things become more accessible, and the temperatures are just more pleasant all around.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, all the high grass is starting to die, allowing people to get into them ghost towns and them hard to get spots, and getting a little less snaky. That's always good.
Yeah, less snaky is always a good thing, and it'll be less bee too, I think, at some point.
Yeah, right. Oh yeah. So getting cold and everything else, everybody else is going to have to start breaking out that fall gear. And I know you've been testing a lot of gear lately. Have you tested any of that cold weather fall gear?
I haven't done any of the cold weather stuff. I did do a video recently on wet weather clothing, which I will wear sometimes when it's cold out. I'll put thermals under it because they're also great windbreakers, and they just keep you really warm and insulated in there. But I should do something on cold weather. I will put that on my list of to-dos.
Oh, yeah. And I know it's a lot colder up there than it is down here, but it still gets really cold and windy. And down here, that wind will get you. I mean, it won't be that bad when you're out of the wind, but right when you step in that wind is like a just ice cold, just strong as can be. And that's what makes it unbearable around here.
Yeah, the wind can really break you down. It takes a cold day. It just makes it so much worse. I've been in those situations where you just, if it just wasn't windy, it wouldn't be so bad.
Right. Yeah. And luckily, we are not there yet here. It's still pretty warm here. It's about 70s, 80s. It's really nice. Right now is a perfect time to get out.
Yeah, and you got to layer up here because when I wake up, could be like 55 or 60 degrees. So that's one kind of sets of clothes. By the time it gets to noon, it could be 75, and you're, in short sleeves and whatever. So, but that'll all end soon. I'll wake up and it'll be 3 degrees, and it'll get up to 5 degrees, and so I'll enjoy this while I can.
Oh, yeah. I figured up there, as cold as it usually gets, I figured 55, everybody be wearing short sleeves and shirts up there.
We do if it's 55 in early March. It's like a mindset thing, right? Like right now,
what is that?
Oh, it's so cold. And all of a sudden March is like, 55, it's so warm out.
I was thinking about that the other day. I was thinking, it's kind of cold. It's only 55. It seemed like right when it was getting warm, I would be wearing short sleeves, right?
Right, exactly.
Yeah, it's a mindset thing, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we got some recent videos came out. You got some new videos, Cameron, RC, Lenny, and Gary also, right?
Yeah, a bunch of us on XP Team USA are branching out and working some videos on our own channels. I've got one out about the IAR setting in gold mode for the Deus and the ORX, so that's iron amplitude rejection. So if you're swinging an XP machine and you want to really eliminate surface iron, definitely check out that video because it could be a game changer for sites that are just so iron infested. I'm a believer in it.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. If everybody's wondering how we used to do it, we would all post our videos on the XP Team USA YouTube channel, but now we're kind of branching out to where we can build up our own channels. So go and please subscribe to Grant Hansen's videos, his YouTube channel, Cameron's YouTube channel, Pete's YouTube channel, RC Dunn's got one, Dave DiDantelli, Sonia, I believe she got one. Everybody's got their own YouTube channel now. Go off and give them a subscribe to them, check them out. We all got some great videos. The quality has not diminished, so please check them out.
Yeah, I'll post some links to our channels in the chat to make it easy for everybody to find them. And I'll tell you, I am, I think, 4 subscribers away from 200 subscribers. So if you're listening, you're not subscribing, get me over that hump.
Oh, that's a big deal. You going to give something away for that 200?
Maybe 500. I'll do a giveaway.
Oh, yeah. How about $500 for the 500, huh?
Well, let's not go crazy.
Yeah, so there's a new event coming up, Digstock Mini. For that event, we're going to be talking to the guys who are running the event, Pete Sorrell and Matt Jones. And when we come back, we will talk to them and see what Digstock Mini is all about.
Yeah, I got lots of questions, so I'm looking forward to talking to those guys.
All right, when we'll be back. If you are in the market for a new pinpointer, then check out XP's MI6 pinpointer. Waterproof up to 6 meters, 2 audio modes, pitch or pulse, 3 levels of sensitivity, rechargeable lithium battery, 7 programs to choose from, 7th program being connectivity to your machine, allowing 50 levels of sensitivity and recovery mode for your MI6. For those on a budget, check out the MI4 pinpointer with all the same options except for connectivity. So find an MI6 or an MI4 pinpointer through a dealer near you. Tonight we welcome 2 guests to the show who will answer a lot of our questions about their spring detecting event, Digstock Mini. Joining us today are Pete Sorrell and Matt Jones. How y'all doing?
Good. How about you?
Good, great. Yeah, welcome to the show. We've got representatives now from the Northeast and the Southeast putting on what's going to be, I think, a great event. Really appreciate having you both back for the second time. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Yeah, man, absolutely.
Yeah, so we have a lot of questions about Digstock Mini coming up in April, but let's just get caught up first. How did your summer of 2020 treat you?
Matt, I'll let you go first.
Well, I think we can all agree on the same thing. The summer of 2020 pretty much sucked because of COVID and everything else going on in the world.
Yeah, it's almost a bad word now, isn't it?
Yeah. It's like the plague, I wish we could just, when we go to set clocks back, I saw a Facebook post that when we go to set clocks back, maybe it'll just turn back time back to like 2019. But we're pulling through it, and trying to get there. But other than that, I mean, it was a pretty good fossil season. We found stuff in the water, found stuff detecting. And me and Pete started to plan, spring hunt, and we got all that down and on paper and everything. So, I mean, it's shaping up. 2021 is looking pretty good.
Well, that's good. What about you, Pete?
Yeah, it's been a heck of a summer. I was out of work for 5 months, starting in March up until July. And then, but I got in as much relic hunting and stuff as we possibly could. Actually, Matt came up here for a couple of days with some hunting and exploring while he was up here. And you got to see the outdoors up here at the Adirondacks. And it's been pretty good. Actually, I got out today and got myself a blister, War of 1812 shoulder plate, which has been on my list for quite a few years, and finally got one here. So 2020, can go to heck, but I guess for now, I'll take it as it comes. And like Matt said, 2021 is we're looking up. So
I can't. You guys up there in north, you guys up there, y'all find these cool stuff like that. The War of 1812.
The shoulder plate.
Right.
Yep, that's what mine was.
Yeah.
See, and Dave,
how do you
salt in the wounds, but I told you about that Revolutionary War button I found a few weeks ago, right?
Right. Yeah. How do you not start off the conversation with that? Oh, hey, guess what I found today?
Man, it's so much different up north. Down here, you go to a Civil War site, and you're liable to walk 6, 8, 10 hours and maybe find 1 or 2 bullets, and you think you've had a great day. Well, when I went to New York, we went to this big military camp that has been hunted since like 1960, and Pete goes bebop across there and, digs a sword eagle belt plate and then a flagpole topper. And then, it's just like one thing and then a, War of 1812 button right beside it. I'm like, Jesus, I thought I was hunted out.
So here's the burning question then. Who's got better detecting, the Northeast or the Southeast?
Oh, boy. I don't know. That's a tough one.
I would say Northeast.
I would say, from personal, I'm sure Matt can say the same thing because we've both been in both places. I would say that the South has good stuff, but it seems like it's farther and fewer between. But when you do get it, it's pretty good. But up here, if you get on it, a lot of times it's not, we've been lucky enough that even if it's been hit, it's just like, I don't want to say it's not been pounded, but we seem to have a lot more. Well, the North had a lot more money. Let's just say that. So I feel like there's a lot more relic to be found up here. But Matt can attest to that. we went both. I went down there, although we found some awesome stuff down there, but you have to work for it. You really have to work for it. But up here, every once in a while, you'll get on a great site and you'll kill it.
I agree with that 100%.
I'd almost say that anybody down in the Southeast would say Northeast, and anybody up in Northeast would say Southeast, right?
It's true. I'm in New Jersey, which is fantastic. But when I hear and see stories of people in upstate New York or New England or down in Maryland and Virginia, I'm like, oh man, I wish I was there. The grass is always greener. Speaking of great properties, Pete, you had originally planned to hold the first Digstock up in upstate New York this past October, but COVID got in the way. How difficult was that for you?
It was a big decision we had to make, but we actually kind of watched other big hunts to see what everybody else is doing. And Garrett puts on their Charles Garrett Memorial Hunt every year, and when they canceled, or postponed, we're like, oh my God, this is really. This is not something that's just going to go away, So we basically, we didn't know going forward what the rest of 2020 was going to look like, but we felt that if we nipped it in the bud, I guess, so to speak, fast, people would understand, the reason we were doing it, and we didn't cancel, so that was a huge, win for us. Our farmer was cool about putting everything off till 2021. All of our vendors, we spoke to them. They totally understood, and are just basically transferring all of our reservations and all the great stuff that we had planned for this year, just pushing it off till 2021. So it was tough. It was a very tough decision. I'm sure Matt can attest. We did not want to do that. It was not it wasn't our intention to do that. But I think in the end, we made the right decision.
Yeah, I would say you do. It's just you just don't know when you're gathering that many people in one space, and anything can happen, and you don't want that liability, but at the same time, you just don't know if vendors who committed can fulfill and pull out because they're now shut down. So, it was hard, but you guys made the right choice.
Right. Crazy year we're living in right now, and hopefully everything gets better in 2021 and everybody gets out, and I know everybody's going to be really, really eager to get out and get to hunting when this thing starts. So I'm sure y'all will be swamped with people.
It's been Matt, what is it? It's been 3 or 4 days, and we've sold probably 40 tickets so far. At this point, it's been a pretty brisk, which is nice. We knew that was probably going to happen because everybody's itching for a hunt, and we have a feeling COVID's not going to be gone, obviously, by March, but we're going to take the necessary precautions that we can. Tell everybody to wear a mask, or it's encouraged at least. But we're not going to force anybody to do anything they don't want to do, and we're going to run it the best we can, and I think it's going to be great.
It sounds really fun. So Matt, how is your Swamp Critter channel going? You get into some really interesting spots to hunt for all kinds of cool treasures.
Yes, it's going pretty good. I started, I used to have a channel, years ago, and I let it go. after a couple of life-changing events. And I started, the Swamp Critter channel up. So, I'll give my friend Bo a shout out for that. He was kind of encouraging me to start another channel. And so I finally did. And I started it, I think, in July of last year. And just now I'm up to, I think I got 2,050 subscribers or something like that. I think I just reached the 2,050 mark like a day or two ago. So, it's doing pretty good. I'm actually really, I feel really blessed, and, I feel like it's doing pretty good. And I hope that, 2021, I got some new things planned that I hope will bring some more people in, to watch the content, and we'll just see how it goes.
Yeah. And everybody listening, go to YouTube and check out Swamp Critter. He's got a lot of cool shows. He does a lot of cool Civil War finds too, don't you?
Mm-hmm. We do. We got colonial, Civil War, shark teeth, cave diving, gold digging, gem mining. We do some, some bush crafting where we nap some, Native American pieces, So it's kind of a diverse channel, and it has a little bit of something different that, most YouTubers don't do.
Yeah. Okay. Let's get back to the Digstock Mini coming up in March of 2021 near Greenville, North Carolina. What was your motivation in hosting this big yet smaller event?
Matt, do you want to take this, or you want me to take this one?
You go ahead and take it.
All right. Well, we had this idea for the big Digstock a couple of years. It's been kind of in the works for well over a year now. But Matt joined the team. We got our buddy Dave Lofgren, who's also a detective up here in New York, came on as our financial advisor. And we basically knew that these large hunts, as fun and awesome as they are, large properties are very hard to come by, it seems like these days. So what we decided to do was to basically change it up a little bit. So 2021 was supposed to hold at least 2 mini hunts. We were supposed to have 2 small ones. So, and then right now we're thinking probably every other year we're going to do a big Digstock, because we really want to make sure the quality of the sites is, that we can put a large amount of people on it. So we're probably going to have a lot more of these little mini ones in between the big ones, but we'll definitely try to keep that going for as long as we can. But that was our basic motivation, to kind of downsize a little bit to something that's a little bit more intimate, where there's a lot of great relics to be found, but, it's not crowded, and, there's not, all the festivities. It's more of I would say that a lot of more experienced hunters would go to something like this, but it's open to anybody. So that was basically our motivation.
So you mentioned finding large land is difficult. And when I read the description of the land you've got for Digstock Mini, I kind of drool a little bit, because it seems to have just about everything. Can you guys tell us a little bit about the land and all the different types of history it has on it?
I'll let Matt take this one.
Okay, so the area that the hunt is going to be held on it is very historic. It's been there since the early 1700s. The road that goes right in front of the property. There are at least two on the map. Early 1700s home sites, colonial home sites. One of them is still standing, but it was moved off of the property about 2 miles up the road. So as people go by, they'll see this great big plantation sitting there, and they'll think there's stuff around it, but that's not actually where the house sat. It actually sat on our property. We know that there is at least one 1820s to 1840s doctor site. If you look on the map, it says like Dr. Mayo. So any early doctor site is always going to have, coins, buttons, killer bottle dump. During our pre-test of the site, we found some early foundations up on the backside of the river. I think that they're late 1600s, just by the pipe stems and the black glass, the onion bottle pieces that we found back there. It dates it to about that time period. There is a rumored Revolutionary War camp. We know that Cornwallis came down that road during the Revolutionary War. He stopped at one of the plantations that's on that road. He stayed at the main house while his troops camped around the house, supposedly. That's just hearsay. And again, during our initial testing, we couldn't prove that it's on that property, but we hope that it is. And saying that, also there's in both Union and Confederate accounts from the Civil War, there is going to be a cavalry camp somewhere in that vicinity. I believe 90% that it's going to be on our property, just because it all lays out perfect to what you read. And, I mean, it's 2,200 acres. Me and a friend of mine, we walked it and tested it. I mean, we might have scratched, 2% of the property. It's just so massive. Added on to that, the river runs right through the middle. We have 3 parcels. So one parcel is on the other side of the river. 2 parcels are on the south side of the river. So people can go magnet fishing if they want. They can bring the fishing poles and go fishing if they want to. There is a massive Indian village on this property. During our testing there, I can tell you that it has never been walked. I mean, there was several hundred points laying on the ground. There's tar pits, there's cooking pits, there's clam shells, there's Indian pottery, there's flakes. I mean, it has never been walked by anybody other than maybe like the landowner and his grandson or something. So, I mean, it's a very historic property, and I think that a lot of people will come away with a lot of good stuff.
Wow.
The landowner is very, lenient to us. He's going to make sure that all the grass is cut. He offered to deep plow the Indian field. So hopefully when he deep plows and it rains, all that stuff will be on the top, so he's being very helpful, and giving us the best experience that we can on this property.
Yeah, it sounds pretty amazing. Are you able to tell us anything that you found in your little quick recon, or do you want to keep that?
Yeah, so, I know a lot of people feel, some people feel kind of itchy, I guess you can say, about, people testing the site, but I truly believe that if an organization puts on a hunt and they just assume, and they don't walk out and actually test the property, when people get there, if they don't find anything, then it's a major disappointment. So, I feel like, every property that we get, that we send a couple guys out and we walk the property, we look, we see what we can find, we see if there's enough relics in the ground to be found to hold a hunt on. And we walked around the doctor's house and we walked around one of the plantation sites, and I can tell you that there was enough colonial silver and copper in the ground within the first 5 minutes that I was shocked. I can tell you that it's never been hunted. Nobody's ever stepped foot on it.
Oh yeah, the people who have anything to say about you pre-hunting it a little bit to check it, they really can't say much, because I mean, you're giving them a good spot and you did all the research and the work and everything, and they have no right to really even say anything about that,
Well, when we say pre-hunt, I mean, we don't take anything with us. It's just literally a test.
That's right.
To see what's there. Yeah, everything that we found, we literally just said, okay, that's a large scent. Okay, that's a real, whatever, and it just went right back where it was. And that's the kind of due diligence you have to do. We don't want people to spend their hard-earned money and then come away disappointed. We want them to be excited and happy when they leave this place and know that we did a good job on finding the property. And Matt, there's one thing he missed. There's over 40 home sites also on our property that predate 1905. So that's a lot of stuff that's going to be coming up.
Yep. So there's for sure, 2 1700s colonial sites. There's for sure one 1820s, 1840s doctor site. There's also for sure 2 pre-1700 sites that are not on a map. But then there's about 44 home sites that are on a 1905 map, but by 1910 they're gone. So there shouldn't be, I'm sure there's going to be some aluminum trash, but it shouldn't be as bad as it was, if the houses were still there in 1940. Mm-hmm. So, I'm really optimistic about the brass relics and the silver and all that is going to be at these 1905 houses. I mean, they are literally everywhere. I mean, they're everywhere on that property.
Wow, sounds pretty amazing. And we'll be right back with Pete Sorrell and Matt Jones.
We all know if you want to find good treasure, you've got to do research. HistoricAerials.com is one of the premier places to do that research. They've got the world's largest collection of United States historic aerial photos. You can compare pictures from year to year and see how topography and structures have changed over the decades. It's like having your own personal time machine. Make sure you're swinging your coil in the right places. HistoricAerials.com is free to use, but they also have subscriptions with awesome tools to help you track down treasure. Check out HistoricAerials.com. It's a real find.
Hi, this is Dave D.
Hi, this is Sonia.
R.C. Dunn.
This is Alan. Yeah. We're the Minnesota Beach Boys.
This is David Kimball.
This is Grant Hansen.
Lynn Quelland.
Cameron Macer.
Pete Sorrell.
And we are
XP Team USA.
You're listening to the Metal Detecting Podcast.
And we're back with Pete Sorrell and Matt Jones. So what's the Greenville area like, the town itself? Is there things to do there?
Yeah, so there's a couple of things, that I would recommend that people see, if they have time. They could either stay in Greenville or they could stay in Tarboro. Both are about the same distance from the hunt site, 20, 30 minutes, give or take, depending on traffic. Greenville-wise, if people are into fossils, they can go visit Greens Mill Run. It's a little creek that flows through Greenville. And they can go to the creek and dig fossils, There's also in Kinston, which is about 45 minutes from us. There's the CSS Ram Noose Museum. It was the ironclad that was built in Seven Springs, North Carolina, the Confederate ironclad. They've actually moved it to an inside climate-controlled building. It's really nice. They got a bunch of nice relics on display in there and all. And you can go see and touch and feel and take pictures of the Confederate ironclad. Other than that, there's several. I've actually taken Pete there. There's several Civil War battlefields, around the area that you can go look. Wise Fork, Bentonville, Moore's Battlefield. There's a bunch of colonial plantation houses, strung up and down through this area. So, it's, there's plenty to do for people that, have never seen or experienced this kind of history before.
Wow. Yeah, that's pretty cool.
So, Pete, you mentioned earlier about the water, magnet fishing. Heck, if people want to go fishing, are you going to have to have any rules that you can't go in the water, or will be going in the water to detect the shorelines be allowed?
Well, I don't know what spring is like down in North Carolina. I assume it's very much like, well, maybe it's not. It's quite a bit different. Here in the north, we've got snow melt and everything that raises the river levels quite a bit stuff. So I don't know if that's going to be the same there. We would probably say, just to be safe, stay on the shores for sure. The Tar River is a pretty good sized river. It's not huge, but it's no Mississippi, but it's a pretty good size, well-traveled river. And so I would suggest that they're going to do it. They would definitely be on the shoreline. And I think that was another thing, that there was a colonial river landing right on our site as well. So what was the name of that landing? Oh, well, it doesn't matter. We're not going to say it. But
yeah, I can't say the name of the landing.
Yeah,
he's there.
Yeah, there's a colonial river landing on the site. So and that would be a really neat place to see, if stuff comes out of there where they used to dock the boats. So it's a navigable river. I would definitely recommend people staying on shore.
The water in March is going to be pretty dang cold. And it's, the river that the part of the river that the property flows through, at its shallowest point is about 25 foot. So, I wouldn't jump off in there, with anything less than like a 7mm wetsuit on, because you're going to get hypothermia within a couple seconds.
Right. That's what I was going to ask. What is the weather like in early March in North Carolina? It's got to be pretty cold up there, right?
Well, I'll see there again, we have bipolar weather. So, I can't tell you, it could be 85 degrees outside or it could be snowing. Literally. Most time we get some of our biggest snows are in March. It will start warming up by then. I would say, optimistically, it would probably be, 50s, low 60s, something like that, with the chance of snow happening. But the water, isn't going to be, warm enough to get in, by March.
I think our biggest fear from a vendor's perspective, and Pete could attest to this, is the wind. You guys get hurricane-like winds in March?
No, the hurricanes will be gone, by the end of this month or next.
Yeah, we I think this year we definitely even for the Digstock, we're definitely gonna make sure we're a little bit more sheltered. I've been talking to the farmer about getting us a good spot, but we're still working on our vendors and stuff for the Digstock Mini. Well, not really vendors. Our sponsors, our first official sponsor is XP and XP Team USA. We've got confirmation from Dave that we're going to have you guys come out. A couple of people come out, roam the fields, give some great prizes away. And we're in talks with a couple other folks to do that as well. And a couple other great things that we're going to provide are, when you sign up, we have a private Facebook group. You buy your ticket and you get invited to this private Facebook group. So anything that we can't share with the public, basically due to, we don't want anybody else out on that property. We don't want somebody poaching it, that kind of thing. We're going to share all the information that anyone could ever want about the property on the Facebook group once you buy a ticket. And that will include different maps, got, rules and regulations, carpooling information, all kinds of, good stuff to know before the event. We're also going to give, with your ticket, you get 3 free raffle tickets to put into whatever you want on the raffle, basically. And then we are also providing a free Southern barbecue lunch. What Matt would call, what do you call it? A pig picking?
Pig picking, yeah.
Pig picking. So we're going to have that on Sunday. So we're going to do our raffles and stuff drawings on Sunday. We're going to have our pig picking, and that's all part of your ticket.
So with the raffles, you probably don't know specifics, but do you think it would be a raffle for, one big prize, or are there going to be a lot of little ones going on?
We're hoping for a lot of prizes. Like I said, XP is going to be there. They'll probably be given. They've come to a couple of. They came to Pound the Ground last year with us. They gave away machines, pinpointers, swag. They had sweatshirts, T-shirts, hats. And I assume we can think that we'll get some of that for Digstock Mini as well. And then, like I said, we're in talks with a couple of at least one other manufacturer and a couple other detecting related things, and we're going to have some interesting things. I think people are going to be excited about the stuff that we're giving away for sure. I can tell you one thing, that some of the stuff we're giving away will be well worth the price of their ticket or more.
So y'all going to have food vendors there? Are y'all going to have beer vendors there also?
Yep. So this one, the property owner has requested that there's no alcohol. He just is kind of actually his family vacation home is on one of the properties, and I guess he's got kids and grandkids, and he just doesn't want the alcohol presence on his property, which is respectable. So we've opted out of a beer truck for the Mini. There will be porta potties, and like I said, there's 3 different properties, and we're going to try to put 2 or 3 on each one, and then where our tent setup is, will be where the majority of porta potties are. And I just want to touch base on like the pre-hunt meeting. So as of right now, we are trying to rent an auditorium at a college. It seats, right around 1,000 people. So it's ample room. There's big TVs up on the wall that we can, throw the maps up on the screens and talk about everything. However, she cannot confirm that we can rent it yet until the first of the year because of COVID. They don't know what's going to happen. They don't know if they're going to be able to hold that many people inside. So worst case scenario, if we can't rent that, we're still going to have a pre-hunt meeting, but it'll be the morning of the hunt. So we'll have people come out to the property. We'll kind of gather them all in a circle. We have a megaphone. We'll just kind of go over the rules. So we'll still have a pre-hunt meeting. It'll just be the morning of rather than the night before.
And y'all gonna have it. And y'all gonna have some food booths out there? Or?
Some food?
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's a local woman that lives down the street from me. She's going to set up, it's called the Funnel Cake Shack. They sell, deep fried Oreos and deep fried Twinkies and Snicker bars and funnel cakes and, all that. So that they'll be there Saturday and Sunday. And then Sunday, we're going to have Abrams Barbecue, which is a little local place right here in Tarboro down the road from me. They're going to cater for us on Sunday. So your ticket will get you, Southern barbecue, Southern chicken, potatoes, green beans, corn, all the fixings, hush puppies and everything. Nice. And that'll be included in your ticket. They're going to cater for everybody on Sunday.
Sounds all the delicious stuff that you could hope for. So how much are tickets, and how many people are you capping for this event?
So our tickets are $225 a piece, and that gives you basically the whole weekend. You can go right to our website, which is www.digstockevent.com, and then just go over to the Digstock Mini heading and go down to tickets and info. Click on that. You click on the little picture of the ticket. That'll bring you right to checkout. You can click on as many tickets as you want right there. Purchase it via PayPal. And then the next thing is we require everyone to fill out a liability waiver. So once you purchase your ticket, you go right back to the previous page, go right down the page, and our liability waiver is right on our website, which is really neat. And there's just a little form at the end saying basically you agree to all of the provisions in the document, and then you fill that out, you send it to us, and then you're all set. Then we add you to the Facebook group, and you're good to go. So come March, you'll be basically that helps us pre-register you. So we know some folks may not, get the memo or forget to, fill out the liability waiver, and that's okay. But we really, really want people to get all that information done beforehand. So when the day of the hunt, all we got to do is you come up, you tell us your name, and we'll already have you on our list as filling out both documents, and then you're good to go. There's no physical ticket. When you purchase your quote unquote ticket, we put you on a master list, and that'll be right there at the event, and we'll check you off as you come in.
Yep. And a couple of things, I'd like to add to that. So I really am proud of our website. Pete designed our website. He put everything on there. The format is absolutely outstanding. People can find anything and everything they want on the website. Where to eat, where to stay, how to get there, tickets, liability. It's all electronic. So there should be no questions whatsoever. About where can I stay. Where is there to eat. I mean, it's all listed on the website. And people, we've been running into like a little bit of a problem. People think that if they fill out the liability waiver, that it basically saves them a ticket, but that is not the case. So if you fill out the liability waiver, it's going to show up in our Excel spreadsheet, but that does not guarantee you a ticket. You have to buy a ticket to preserve your spot. So I just want to put it out there that just by filling out a waiver doesn't mean that you're guaranteed a ticket.
And I guess I forgot to tell you. So it's limited to 275 guests. And right now I think we're down to maybe 235 tickets left at this point. So I think we've sold either 40 or close to 40 at this point. So they're going fast. This event seems like it's going to be really awesome. I really hope people enjoy it. Actually, we know they're going to enjoy it just based on what we already have seen from the property. And what we're offering, I think, is a very good deal for what it is. And I really, really hope to see a lot of folks out there. I'll tell you one thing. We see the people come in. Right now we've got folks from Michigan. We've got folks from a large group from Michigan. We got folks from California, from Texas, Pennsylvania, Virginia, North Carolina, a lot of localish people from the state. But it looks like it's going to be well attended from all across the country. So we hope you guys take a look at the website, and feel free to ask questions on our Digstock Events Facebook page. And we'll be happy to help you out in any way we can.
We are trying to make it as easy as we can. So also when you get there in the morning or when you get there for the pre-hunt, I'm making some maps for everybody. So every home site that has ever existed on a map from the 1700s will be on your map that you get when you walk in the door. So you'll be able to see where every single 1905 house is. You'll be able to see where every single 1700s house is. They're all going to be labeled. So I know people like to do research, but because of the fact that we are not guaranteed a pre-hunt meeting the night before, and some people might not get there till Saturday, I want everybody to have the best opportunity that they can get. So I'm going to create maps for everyone there, and everything will be labeled. So it's pretty much idiot proof. Anybody can go and get on some good stuff. Hopefully.
Oh yeah, and I just Googled Digstock, and I've ran right into the eventbrite.com, and it shows the tickets for sale and everything, all the information. So.
That's for our big event, and we're going to be transitioning from the Eventbrite site to our website. So right now, Digstock is not quite in the Google system. It's still fairly new. We literally just went live with the website on
it's already
Tuesday or Thursday.
Actually, it's on.
It's going to be a while, but once we get everything loaded up, it should be ready to go, and everything is going to be available through there. And I just want to make a quick note. If anybody purchased a ticket through the Eventbrite site, your ticket is still good, obviously. Same thing as we're doing with the small hunt. Your name just goes onto a master list, so there's no need to bring your ticket in. However, right now we did take down the, I think Matt mentioned this, maybe he didn't. We took down the tickets for the big Digstock event until after we sell out the tickets for the mini event to prevent a little bit of confusion.
Oh, yeah, right.
Yeah.
So what was the website again, one more time?
It's going to be www.digstockevents.com.
And, we talked so much about Digstock Mini, and I'm just getting very excited, even though it's 6 months away from now. But can we transition a little bit? I know we just talked about the event in October. Is there anything you want to kind of tell us about the larger Digstock event up in the Adirondacks that's coming up in a little bit over a year, just to get people excited?
Yeah. So we had the same farmer as we had for Pound the Ground, and everybody's like, oh my goodness. Well, I can tell you this: we've got probably, I would say, close to 1,000 more acres of property than we did for that event. Plus, right now we're still working with other farmers in the area or other property owners in the area that have nice fields and stuff to get even more property. We also kind of as not a consolation prize, but we really thought that this would encourage people to transfer their tickets to 2021. Is we added an extra day. So Saturday and Friday we've got our pre-hunt meeting, which is going to be in an event center in Plattsburgh, New York, and then we have our regular event is going to be Saturday and Sunday, where most of the festivities and stuff are. We're going to have a relic dealer. We've got the historical associations coming back out. Kelly Co. is supposed to be our main. They'll be dealing out, metal detecting gear and stuff like that. We've also got a bunch of vendors that are coming in from all over the country doing different things. We've got a veterans group that's metal detectors called Grunt Diggers. They're going to be there signing folks up that are veterans for that. We've got major manufacturer support. It's going to be great. And so the last day is Monday, which is Columbus Day of 2021. And so a lot of people have that day off. So we figured, hey, why not, throw that extra day on there? So we'll probably be all packed up with all of our festivities, but you'll still be allowed to hunt the fields on that last day.
That sounds great. And sometimes those last days just of the quiet solitude and, you've got your fun, you got to meet everybody and be social and go to the tents. And then you've got that last day where you're just like, all right, I'm just going to chill and zone and detect now. Well, listen, you've got a great event coming up in a few months, early 2021, another one later in 2021. Prayers that COVID won't continue to impact any of your plans so that we can all go out and have fun detecting together. So we wish you guys the best of luck. Obviously, XP Team USA will be there when and where we can. So just appreciate all the hard work you guys are doing to create some great opportunities for people.
Thanks. It's our pleasure. That, Digstock is always been about, being accessible to everybody. We want, that's what our main big event is for. We priced it right, for if somebody wants to come up with their family, they're welcome to do that. And we really wanted, it to be an event where anybody who has a hobby, our tagline is for all the hobbies you dig, and that can be bottle digging, magnet fishing, detecting, we want to be open to all those different things. And a lot of our hobbyists that do these hobbies overlap. So why not put it all in one big thing? And so going forward, that's going to be our motto. And we really hope that people get to enjoy all of those things while they attend our event.
Oh, yeah. And everybody, remember, go to digstocksevents.com and purchase your tickets for Digstock Mini. And really great to have y'all on, talk about it. Y'all get me excited. I really wish I can get up there. Maybe I can. Hopefully I can. It just sounds like a fun event.
We hope to have you there.
Yeah, and hopefully we can have you guys back on the show as we get closer to the March date. I'm sure you'll have a lot more to tell us at that point, and get people even more excited.
Oh, yeah.
Sure.
Sounds good.
Do y'all have anything planned for the future after this?
These things it takes, these two events have been well over a year in planning stage. So we're, as soon as one event ends, we're looking to the next. So what we do is we just constantly are looking for different things, places to go, people to work with. We do have plans. We can't announce them here yet. That'll probably come sometime in 2021, but you'll definitely hear. This won't be the last you hear of us.
All right.
No, we've got some plans coming. Some bigger things. Some smaller things. One thing that I can tell you guys is me and Pete and Dave kind of all agree that we're not going to just cater Digstock to solely, New York and North Carolina, where we live. We're going to try and outreach, so we're going to try and hold a dig stock, in different states. So it caters to different people, and not just hold it in one region of a state or of the United States.
Oh, yeah.
I think that's a good idea. And it offers people a variety, to, like you say, different types of sites, different types of hunting. And it opens it for people who maybe can't travel that far, be more accessible.
Right.
Well, we're excited to see what comes down the pike, and we're really looking forward to it. Again, thank you so much for joining us on the show, and I'm sure we'll be hearing a lot more from you guys over the next few months.
Well, thanks for having us, guys. It was great talking to you.
All right. Well, like he said, we would love to have you back. We especially want to have you back right after the show so we can talk about it and talk about the stuff that happened and the finds that were found.
Sounds good.
Sounds good.
All right. Well, we'll see you.
Take care, guys. Thank you.
Check us out online at xpteamusa.com. This segment is brought to you by Omega Mill Pouches, the official digging pouch of XP Team USA. If you're looking for a rugged, hunt-tested, washable pouch, look no further than Omega Mill. Get on eBay and search Omega Mill Pouches. That's OMEGAMILL.
All right, we're back, and that was Pete Sorrell and Matt Jones. That was great talking to them guys.
Yeah, and I got to tell you, this property that they've got laid out just sounds like a dream come true. So if you're thinking about tickets, don't wait too long because I have a feeling it's going to sell out.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it sounds great. I would really like to go up there and hunt. And I'll tell you what, as Pete and his, I just found an 1812 shoulder plate, come on, guys. I want to get up there. I want to do some hunting. And
yeah, you got to get over to the East Coast and find some 18th century and early 19th century stuff.
Right. Yeah. I definitely need to get up there and do some hunting. Maybe Digstock Mini, maybe the next Digstock I will probably get up there and be able to hunt. Maybe I'll bring the show and do a live podcast up there at the show.
I think that'd be a lot of fun, and it'd be a lot of energy around it. I've been to a bunch of different rallies, and everyone's just always happy and in a good mood. So I think it'll be a really electric environment.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. A lot of positivity. That's great.
Yeah. We'll keep you posted as we learn more about Digstock Mini. It's coming up in March, which is about 5 months from now. So a lot of planning, a lot of more work to go into it. So we'll have more information to reveal as we get closer.
Yeah. So everybody go check out our Facebook page, XP Team USA Facebook group. Our Facebook page is XP Team USA News. Check us out on YouTube, XP Team USA. Anywhere on any social media platform, just type in XP Team USA and you'll probably find us there. Instagram, Twitter, we got it all.
Yeah, including xpteamusa.com. Got a website also.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, right. Yeah, and we will see you on our next show, October 9th, which I cannot believe it's already October 9th to be on our next show. It's like mid-October already. I mean,
I know. I might have to do the show in my Halloween costume. Just
right.
It's going to be that time.
Are we going to do a Halloween show?
Well, we do. It'll be the 30th. So, yeah, pretty much.
We might. Yeah. Yeah, this year's going by quick. Hopefully 2021 will be here before we know it, and then we can get over all this craziness and get back to the reality and swinging and finding some great stuff. Hopefully the COVID thing will be over by then.
Fingers crossed. The vaccines are in the works, and hopefully they're solid and don't have any debilitating side effects, and we'll all get back to normal.
Oh, yeah. But you look at the flu. I mean, the flu's got vaccines, right? We still get the flu.
It does. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, so who knows?
I don't know. All right. Well, we'll see everybody October 9th, and thank you for joining us. We'll see you.
Take care.
Get that permission, put the coil to the soil, and we'll catch you next time right here on the Metal Detecting Podcast, brought to you by XP Metal Detectors.